Hey, how y'all doing this evening? Well, this is my first video about this dating stuff. I don't really. It's one of the inevitable hardships of life. But like I said, on go hard or go home. I mean, we talk about how to deal with those things with clarity. Right now, I want to talk about like my rule number one when it comes down to dating. Whether you be male or female, uh, don't ask for what you're not. That's that's my number one rule in dating. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I think that it'd be a good thing for everybody to kind of feel that way. Well, why do you think that way? Well, I mean, it's like a cold hard fact of life that they say that opposites attract. You hear people say it all the time. You don't hear them say they stay together though. They just say opposites attract. They didn't say it was a good thing, and in most cases, it's not. When you got two people that's the opposite of each other, they 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 uh they kind of drag each other in different directions. It usually winds up being some type of messed up situation. I mean, like I've done it myself. I've been with somebody, just like kind of my polar opposite. It doesn't work out. You think this person can change, or they want you to change to be more like them. Somebody's gonna feel like somebody's too uppity. Somebody's gonna feel like somebody's too low. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So I mean, I wouldn't ask what I'm not. When and by saying it, I mean like if you know that, say if you're in college and you got a level head on you, you pretty much do your schoolwork, you go back to the dorm or whatever, and then but you like the person you like, they ditch class all the time, probably about to flunk out, you know, and really spending time with this person, my grandmother always used to say, "Birds of a feather flock together." That's why I say don't ask what you're not. Also, you don't fit into their lifestyle. This person, you'd want to be with this person in order to spend time with them. You had to be doing the things they're doing. Which if you're trying to achieve something in that college situation, you wouldn't achieve what you're supposed to achieve because you'd be goofing off with somebody that you like. See what I'm saying? So no, opposites might attract. I mean, and I've seen them attract. I'm not saying opposites don't attract. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that 9 times out of 10, from my experience, that when you get a situation where opposites attracted, you usually get a bad result. If you got somebody rich with somebody poor, the rich person usually winds up poor too. I mean, that's the way we see it roll. You don't see too often. Rich get rich. The rich person with the poor person, and the poor person gets rich. I mean, you just don't hear that story too often. I'm just saying, don't ask for what you're not. You should also do this in a respectful type of way of yourself. Um, if I'm living at a certain level of life and I like this girl and she don't live at that level of life, I mean, like some people be like, "Oh, you should take a chance." Maybe I shouldn't because this person probably don't think on the same level as me, and we probably don't have a lot of things in common. When you come from a different side of the tracks as another person, y'all don't have certain things in common. I mean, the thing about not asking for what you're not is because when you do that, you usually get what was not in common with you. And if you want to have a good relationship and good dating, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you probably want to get stuff in common with you. I mean, I've done it myself. I mean, everybody's probably done this a bunch of times, and yeah, I mean, like, it became my rule number one. I don't ask what I'm not. If I don't got no house. To say that, for example, if I was down on my luck and I didn't have no house, I didn't have no car. I'm not asking the girl out that's got all of that. I'm not doing that. Probably gonna go ask the girl out that's down on her luck too, because we got something in common and we could probably build towards something else. Now, can I get accepted by the other one? Yeah, that can happen. I mean, like it can. I'm not saying it can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't do it because then that makes the other person have to wait for you to catch up. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that. And I ain't doing it with nobody else either. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just kind of return the favor. So I mean, because if I ain't got my junk together and she got her junk together, and we gonna be together, then you know what I'm saying? I gotta play catch up. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. I mean, if you already ahead, though, should you want the person that behind either? That's another question. If you probably shouldn't because you gotta wait for them to catch up. You gotta hope for them to catch up. I mean, like I mean, but if it's somebody that you knew for a long time, you might really like them. They might can get that chance. You know, I wouldn't say do it for everybody. My number one rule is don't ask for what you're not. If I'm not an attractive person, I don't think for an attractive person to want to go out with me. If for some reason one of them decides they do, then yeah, then that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a fat person, I don't expect for in shape, physically in shape person to want to go out with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even that physically of a shape guy, and I don't expect physically in shape women to want to go out with me. Now, I can get them to go out with me, you know what I'm saying? But I would think that if you put that much time into your body and you being in the gym, that you wouldn't really want somebody who didn't do as much. That's what I would think. You know what I'm saying? Now I take advantage of the ones that don't feel that way. She don't feel that way. That's okay. I'm rolling with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But it's not something that I would just in general say expect. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask him anyway because I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Try to get at you, but it's not what I would expect. I said if I don't got my finance together, I don't expect to be with somebody who's got their finance together. If I don't got my life together, I don't expect to be nobody that has their life together. What I'm talking about with that is drama. Just kiddie. Some people just still play kiddie games. Some people dating based off high school principles still. So you still got those kind of people out there too, which is one thing that I'm not. So I don't, I would not like that. Most people say they don't like that, but I don't know. If you hanging out with it, if you could be around it, you probably like it. My grandmother always said, "Birds with feather flock together. Birds with feather flock together." I mean, I can't get it. I can't say it no more than that. If you are somebody and what they got going on, that's probably you too. Just another thing about this dating thing. That's why I say I don't. What I'm not, I don't want around me. I don't think that other people should, but some people go with the opposite attracts thing, and I just I say stay away from that. Hey, if I got my life together, they got their life together. That, okay, we can try this. You got your life together, I don't got my life together. You shouldn't want to try this, but if you want to, we can do that too. You should have said, like I said with the girl at the gym, hey, look, girl, I don't go to the gym like that. I'm not no muscle man. I ain't no Arnold and all this other good stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Skinny dude, you know what I'm saying, from over there. But yeah, if you want to do this now, we can do this, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But if it was the other way around, it was me, and if I did have the muscles, I don't know if I would just be. I probably want physically fit girls. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but the whole thing of it is My rule number one with a dating thing is don't ask for what you're not. And don't want what you're not. Yeah. People make a mistake, I think, when they do that. You might feel different. If you feel different, hey, drop a comment down there and let me know. You know, we can talk about it, we can discuss it, but don't ask what you're not. You'll save yourself a whole lot of trouble. The thing about going hard or going home is this right here. Okay. When you if you out here in the dating world, right, you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta be real about yourself about, you know what I'm saying? Well, not just even saying the dating world, that's just in life in general. You gotta know your role, you gotta play your position. I got a friend that he says that all the time. You gotta know your role, you gotta play your position. If you don't know your role, then you can't do what you're supposed to do, or you really probably won't get the results that you want if you don't know what you are about. So you're not asking for what you're not. You gotta know what you are first. You gotta know what you are, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, the other person. Hey, look, are we birds with feather? If we birds with feather, we can flock together. If you're not birds with feather, you probably would get somewhere because you know that opposites attract. They do. Opposites attract, but birds with feather flock together. You be opposites and you can attract, but only the birds with the feather, only the ones that are of the same kind are gonna flock together. So rule number one: don't ask what you are not. Don't want what you are not. And flock with your own feather. That's my best thing. That's the best thing I would tell anybody to do. Flock with your own feather. People might disagree. They might say, you know, the opposite attract. I'm willing to, I'm, you know what I'm saying, open to talking about that, but I stay away from that. Birds of a feather flock together. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know what you are, and then you don't ask for what you are not. Don't take what you are not. You want what you are or better. You know, opposites attract. Birds of a feather flock together. That's it for this video right here. Just a short one, just to get out there and just say, well, that's my number one rule. I'm gonna be getting into like rule number two later on. I'll put that one out, and with you know, I talk about like respecting yourself. That's like, you know, respect of yourself is like the after this right here. After not wanting what you're not, you need to respect yourself. The other person got to respect you, and you got to respect them. It's got to be mutual respect. That's what we're talking about in the next one. And don't ask for what you're not. Don't take what you're not. Remember that even though opposites do attract, nobody ever told you that was a good thing after that. Like I said, my grandmother always said, "Birds of a feather flock together." And that's just been the truth. That's been everything I've seen. But look at animals, all those hang out together. You look at people, all the same kind of people hang out together. Junkies hang out together, alcoholics hang out together, doctors hang out together, nurses hang out. You see what I'm saying? Birds of a feather. So rule number one: don't ask for your not. Don't ask for what you are not. Number one, because it's just kind of just rude, especially if you're asking another way. If you're saying like, "Hey, I ain't got no, I'm down on my luck, but you're not down on your luck, and I still think we should do this." That you probably being rude. You are being rude. If they go for that, I mean that's them, but it's not what I would do. That's another form of asking what you're not. I don't really talk about that one because to me that's booty. If you down on your luck, you probably shouldn't be trying to date right then. You know, people do it, but hey, they ain't my thing. So as far as the dating part of go hard or go home, you got to go hard and be real with yourself about what you are, and then you got to go hard again by not taking anything less than what you are or what you think you deserve or no. And when I say think you deserve, though, you got to be right about what you think. We'll get in that more. We'll get in that more as we go on to the talk, but you got to be right about what you think. That also. So go hard or go home. If you can't do that, go home. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you dating anyway if you're just out here hanging out with anybody, especially if you hang out with opposites. Opposites attract, but birds with feather, they flock together. So that's it for this one right here. That's my rule number one. Don't ask for what you're not. Uh, go hard by being real with yourself about what you are. Go hard by getting what you want through calm, collective action of knowing that I am this, because when you find the feather, it's a good chance you're gonna flock together. And just remember those few things right there. That's the beginning. But that's the beginning. Because rule number one is just, hey, look, don't want what you ain't. Don't settle for less. You don't have to. Now, if you want more, you need to work for more. We'll talk about all that later. But for right now, don't settle for less. Don't ask for what you're not. That's rule number one. Don't take what you're not. Don't ask for what you're not. Rule number one, go hard, go home, dating. If you don't agree, you can leave me a comment. We'll talk about it. If you do agree, leave me a comment. Let me know about that too. Hey, this is Taurus down in another episode of Go Hard, Go Home. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all very much for paying attention. Hit like, hit subscribe, and let's talk about what you think about rule number one in dating. I think it's the most fire thing ever. But everybody might not agree. Let me know. All right. Good night, y'all.